Hello and welcome to another Wingspan World Cup match. It's me against Zobi-Wan Kenobi again, and this time I'm going first. This looks like a pretty decent opening hand, and also like a decent tray. Wow, we might be facing a really top of the pops Wingspan game here. So apparently these are the obvious picks from the opening hand. Let's kill that echo. So, settled now. And there are quite powerful birds in the tray as well. So, the partridge is probably not as important as we won't be gaining tons of food. Wingspan keeps crashing, which is rather unfortunate. I'll try restarting it, but I mean we saw these things, right? So we can still work with what we saw. So we keep Chipping Sparrow and Franklin Skull. Definitely, and Nightingale is the most interesting bird in the tray, probably. Catbird second most, Partridge third most, but all of them are in a way interesting. Cup nests and predators, so this seems to go for cup nests. The wrongles are food costs, which I don't know. I will participate with the Chipping Sparrow. I will see how far we get. Birds in the water, that's a problem. Because this setup says we don't want birds in the water. And this is fine, and this is excellent. So yeah, this should be fine. So let's keep these two birds, accompanied by Wildlife Gardener, and pass the ball to Zobi. And yes, so my Wingspan just crashed the 5th time in 5 minutes, so I hope that this video recording will go anywhere. I mean, the good thing about non-live is I can cut it if it gets too bad, and if you see this video with certain hiccups, you know already that it didn't went too bad, because then I didn't take the effort to cut it. So yeah, this Franklin Skull is obviously one of the best birds. I even like Franklin Skull more than ravens, I think. Which is to say, I like the card drawing power 4 birds more than the food gaining power 4 birds. Because I think this is due to the fact that I generally love to play with a forest. And not using the forest because of raven. I somehow always suck when it comes to this. However, when it's egg laying and card drawing, I tend to perform way better. So the question is, so we're going first, which means we have the first pick from the tray, and the question is, what is the pick? I think it must be Nightingale, in order to gain the food that we need after Franklin Skull activation. So we draw Nightingale, we play it here, and at round 2 the Franklin Skull will land here, and we'll be able to do stuff. So we draw this one, and if Zobi wants to snatch the partridge or the catbird, we cannot prevent this. If they leave one or both off, partridge and catbird, we need to think. If they leave one, which is quite likely, we also need to think. The catbird is obviously great, but it's difficult to play it early on. And catbird copying Franklin's, it does cost 2 eggs for a certain amount of cards. If you have a great engine with different useful powers, it's still a great bird. And we might not want to concede the grey catbird to them, so it's not guaranteed that the catbird would need to go to the grassland. So having, for example, a sparrow and catbird in the forest would also mean that we gain 2 eggs whenever we gain food, which is also fine. Then there is only a danger of overloading, because in order to dig for cards we would also need to lay eggs, and then at some point we might run into a problem related to egg spaces. But I think this is sort of a luxury problem. So they have played the white-breasted nuthatch. This is fine, I guess. So first let's build up something and play this, probably paying the wheat. And grab some food. So I mean, it's even conceivable to play the Nightingale here, because Nightingale gives food to every player and I don't want to do that as often. But if I am gaining food, having the option to activate Nightingale in order to get the food that I want is actually pretty nice. But at this point in the game I just grab 1 food, 1 egg, which is appears like a fine option. So one thing, I am not going to play catbird and Nightingale here, but I can imagine playing one of those there. And the Nightingale would be sort of reasonable, you know, because it can generate the second berry for me. Then I can play catbird here, play Franklin's next turn, and dig heavily for the stuff that I need. This would be one option. Other option would be do it the other way around and play Nightingale here, catbird here. And third option is of course play Nightingale and catbird here. But as I said, I'd like to also use the forest in the Franklin Skull game, because having food available means you can also go for a just big boys, big points game for, I don't know, these 3 food cost bonus card birds. So I have to make a decision now. I think in order to maximize the value of my actions, I like it most to play the Nightingale here and spend a grub for it, because right now there's a grub in the feeder and I expect that getting grubs is more easy than getting berries. So yeah, of course this is wasting a bit of a potential, because I cannot solely focus on the egg laying. Nightingale in this habitat would mean that I could really go for everything in the grassland, but I would also give a food to my opponent every time, which is not actually what I want to do. So let's roll again. I will grab a grub, and the other one really doesn't matter. I give a berry because that's probably less important for my opponent compared to a grub, so could have also taken a berry and give grub to everyone, but I think it's established that one wants to hand out the rarer foods instead of the common foods, but I don't know. If they slam I don't know, Baltimore Oriole now, then I will say, well, we're boned. Not really, but a bit maybe. Red-legged partridge, yeah, we were suspecting that this would happen. Catbird to the grassland now. Then we are all set for Franklin's Skull next turn, which is fine. Don't think we want any of the birds from the tray. If they draw cards, which I doubt, then we might want that. Swiss Warbler, oh, okay, interesting. They have 5 food cost, now we have 5 food cost as well. So we are grabbing food here and not donating anything. No wheat, okay. We have fish already. We might need more fish, as fish tends to correlate with water birds, surprisingly. So we just grab this. I don't know, we could also take a grub because it's one of the more frequent foods, but yeah, I mean, we'll be getting foods more often this game, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then we have created a marvelous setup, and incidentally all of our birds have cup nests, so we have, with our 9th action, fulfilled actually the first step of the wildlife garden, which is great. And we're also on a good way for the 4th round goal. And yeah, the main objective would be to find a good water-dwelling bird in our next turn. So the round goal was a tie, which is fine. There are water-dwelling birds. Grey-legged goose even counts double for this round goal, so it could be attractive, but it's not as attractive to make me use this draw 1 card action, so I will definitely slam the Franklin Skull first and then go for egg laying / card drawing. Basically it will be lay 1 egg, draw 4 cards, which is amazing, and then we see where we're going. Yeah. The kinglet could actually be somewhat interesting because it has the right nest type and gives another free play a bird action. So we might want to consider drawing it. Excuse me, I need to put on my jacket. So they have drawn the goose, but they have flipped a center crane. There is a spotted owl, which is interesting. So center crane is also a great bird, but it's also not as interesting as to make me refrain from my original plan. So just drop Franklin's and see where we're going. We might want some way to convert hand cards into value because they have Swiss Warbler and can sort of overload us with hand cards, which is not too bad in the early game. Also their star is pretty strong, so they have, I mean, they generate points while getting food. They get 3 extra eggs when laying eggs, which is mighty strong. And they get 2 extra cards at the cost of giving us 1, so this is a very decent starting setup as well. So our setup is also absolutely awesome. but there is a lot of potential in our opponent's setup as well. So this has the potential to become a really, really intense game. Okay, so we need to get cards now. Spotted Owl is great, I will want to play it, but I also want to play Waterbirds. Ideally, big point Waterbirds that give bonus cards, and none of these birds qualify, so it's just draw random cards. Oh, this is marvelous actually, but not what I'm looking for this round. Danuk, also not. Do I draw a random card just in order to be able to participate? I think we're not there yet. That's also a great card. Also not what I'm looking for. But still, all of these are great birds, so no doubt about it. Do I have time to get the blackbird down while looking for more waterbirds? This might actually work. So I would need to gain food. We have 5 actions left. Gain food, play burb, draw, and then 2 actions left for playing or gain food, play or draw again, play. It's actually fine. So now they have also increased their food gaining capabilities, which is good for them. I'm looking to acquire some wheat here. There is wheat. I'll also need rodents. Might give away extra rodents and place eggs at birds. So I'll get that blackbird down, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to play the Danuk unless they reveal some magnificent egg-laying bird. That makes it reasonable to play it, because the thing about the partridge is if you lay eggs often you generate a lot of points as long as you have spaces. But the sweet thing actually about the partridge is that you don't have to lay eggs that often, because it generates 3 extra times every activation, which most of the time means that people with the partridge don't lay eggs that often, which then means that Danuk isn't the best of choices. So let's drop that one. We can easily spend a rodent here. We can reclaim that anytime we want. I want to keep that fish, because if I don't draw a water bird on the first 3 card draws, I will grab that again, and if it's still available. I might want to start considering if I also want the Sandhill crane, but Sandhill crane needs wheat in order to generate value, and I don't have any problems getting food, but it's not that I have a massive surplus. So Central Crane would be great if we had something like Dark-Eyed Junco or something, bird in the grassland where we could tuck cards to get wheat. But this doesn't seem to be at our disposal at the moment. And Central Crane, we would need to draw it first and have 3 food, including 2 wheat, in order to play it, so I think it's not worth it grabbing it at the moment. They have the Night Heron, which is a great bird, so yeah, I'm not going for winning this round goal, but I would like to participate. So laying 3 eggs, not spending food, tucking the Danuk, discarding this egg for 2 random cards. I don't need this. Ooh, that might be interesting. I have one fitting nest and I will have more, so this could be actually a really nice water-dwelling bird. So I think I would like it more than the gannet because I already have the food available, so that could be great. I think in that sense I don't need to draw extra cards at this point and can simply copy this one to get rid of the American Coot, which I'm not going to play in any universe in this game. It's of course a great bird, but only if you activate the water habitat, the waterland, the wetland, which I am not going to do this time. So instead of drawing random cards, just grab any available point and do an extra blackbird activation. So unfortunately I'm one food short of dropping another cavity nest bird, which is a bit unfortunate, but I can then concentrate on playing these next round in order to maximize the value of the golden eye. That should be okay. At the moment I don't really have a bird that I would want to tuck into Brewer's Blackbird. So this also doesn't draw an extra card, right? It gains bonus card and one food. Maybe they go drawing cards again and give away a free card with Savi's Warbler, which could be a great card that we're happy about, or a crappy card that we can tuck, or a card somewhere in the middle that we have to think about what to do with it. No, I guess the latter will be happening. But yeah, better to have luxury problems than no problems. No, that's wrong. So what have they done? They drawn cards, and we get an extra card and Carrion Crow. We don't have any predators. They don't have any predators, so it's prime tucking material. We need to get this bird into the water right now. It's also actually very, very helpful for the next round goal. Just generating some free extra cavity nest eggs. So what's the general count? They have 3 cavity nest spaces and 7 cup nests. We have 1,000,000 cup nests and 6 cavity nest spaces, but we can come to 9. So yeah, the next round goal will be, there will be tough competition. I would expect that they play more birds along that line, and they won't be giving away this round goal just so. But in any case, I will play these birds. I will lay eggs on them. This is just free side effects of what I'm doing in any case. So I'm very curious if Captain Hindsight will say that this play in the forest was the right one. So there's another 2 cavity nests, which is a bummer, but which also was expected. So we will need food. Let's grab some. So there is the wheat that the Corsican nuthatch needs, and then we give away free rodents, and we place 1 more egg here because that will be important next round. So we have a golden eye that gets 1 egg, yay! And we are not winning this one. So it's our turn. We have Hooded Warbler, California Quail and Horned Lark in the tray. We might want to draw the Hooded Warbler in order to not give it away to them. I wouldn't mind if they drew the Quail or the Lark, so all of that would be fine. So yes, let's get some egg laying going. I mean, on the other hand, it's not that important actually. I don't really need that bird, do I? No, I have my 5th. I have the better warbler. That's my 6th wildlife gardener bird. I want to lay eggs once I have the cavity nest birds down. And then focus on important stuff. Yeah, let's start with this. Big Bird's Zoologist will be quite easy in that game, we take it. I'm saying that now. I hope I won't be proven wrong. But no, it shouldn't be a problem. With this grassland setup and the golden eye, it would be interesting if we didn't make it to a full zoologist. This is a fun game so far. Very interesting, very good birds on both sides. Trumpeter Swan and Great Tit. And a Nuthatch. Nuthatch Tribal. I might have mentioned this before. Nuthatch are among my favorite real-life birds. And especially this Nuthatch is also a very awesome in-game bird. But I think I won't be playing it this game because it's too late for it. So this time the Corsican Nuthatch is definitely up front. I will leave this egg because at the moment I have 3 cavity nests apart from it, which would fill it exactly. If we draw and play another cavity nest, then we can spend this egg for maximum value. For the time being, we just grab these cup nests only in the grassland. So we would need 1 more for the small step. Rest wouldn't matter that much. Because we cannot get to 4 mono grassland birds because we already blocked the spaces. I mean, we could get there if we played Montagu's Harrier on Franklin Skull or Catbird, but I doubt that this is a good play in any universe, but it would technically be possible. I mean, if this comes down to that, this is the play to get 5 extra points, it would be. If we get rid of these eggs before, which is also endangering the last round rule. Now, even if we find the Montagu's area, I am pretty sure that this wouldn't be the line that we want to play. So, counting cavity nest spaces, we have 3, 4, 5, 9, and they also have 9, I think. No? Why did I think that they have 9? They had 7 cup nests. But that bird that they played added up to their cavity nests, not the cup nests. So they only have 5, which is fine for me at the moment. So, what did they do? They gained food. They have plenty of food available. Okay. There is a trumpeter swan, which could be interesting. Prairie manager would be interested in the horned lark. Also, they haven't played many grass-laden birds so far, so that could actually trigger if we kept surplus cards. I don't know. Let's just lay eggs. And let's lay these. Not spending food. First, this carrion crow has to go. Then we draw a random card. We won't need that. And we draw this big boy. We might need it. Do we want to be digging more? We do want to find another prairie manager bird, right? So let's copy that one to draw extra cards once, and then... Oh, that's nice. That's actually very nice. It's a bonus card bird that can go to the grassland and fills the first step of that bonus card. Can, even if unlikely scenarios are happening, generate an extra egg on an extra bird, but probably that's not what we are aiming for. So, they have laid eggs. They are good at laying eggs. We knew that beforehand. So we could play Grasshopper Sparrow, but this is probably too late in the game. So we just grab food in order to play a little bustard, Trumpeter Swan, and Red-Winged Warbler. Which unfortunately means that we need to grab a food that we don't need. The wheat. We need 3 wheat actually, right? So let's give away 3 wheat. And lay an egg on whatever bird. Doesn't matter at this point. Yeah, I'll be playing the bustard first and see what bonus card that boy picks up. As it's only a draw 1 bonus card. There's not much choice involved, but we have choice in the sense that we can decide which birds to play after that. So it's better to play this early and be able to adjust our plays according to the random bonus card, if that's possible to do for value, rather than playing the other birds first and then gambling. Mountain Bluebird and Center Crane, here we go. That will be generating a lot of points. Also on cavity nests, so this round call might be lost. They are on 10 now. I can challenge that round goal with playing the nuthatch and laying eggs onto it. But is that actually worth it? They have 2 actions, they can easily do this. 5, 10. And I will be at 3, 5, 9. Yeah, so it would be taking away some points from them. Then I would have the last round for playing more stuff. So I think, given that they only have 2 actions left and they need to lay eggs twice to beat me, if I play the nuthatch, then I can actually grab this round goal. But the nuthatch doesn't do much for my game plan. Apart from that. So the question would be if it would simply be better to focus on the other birds. I mean, for the bastard, we also don't know if it does much. Means 3 extra points here, but yeah, so I'll be playing the bastard anyway at some point. So winning the round goal is a 6-point swing. That's 3 points for me that they don't have. So attached to this nuthatch would be an extra 6 points, which would be a 9-point bird. It also generates an extra egg for the golden IL. Let's go for it. Spend this egg as this will regrow. This one. And play nuthatch tribal. You get what I mean. There's the 3rd nuthatch in the tray. How many nuthatches are there in the game? I think it's 3, right? But we don't have a forest space left, so sorry, pick me nuthatch. Not you this time. Although your ability would have been okay in my setup. So my so they will have laid eggs, fed the centaur crane. I will lay eggs on this one. Don't need to do this because I might need the food for my birds that I'm going to play. So skipping that. Ditch that. Grasshopper sparrow. Discard that for 2 random cards. You are too late, boys, so I can activate the blackbird and ship the vector because I'm not going to draw cards. So the next turn's challenge will be to spend 4 eggs, ideally from the golden eye, play an 8-point bird, play a 9-point bird, play a bastard. In order to achieve this, we need to gain food once, and we also need to lay eggs in order to compete for the round goal, which they have 7 spaces at the moment for. But this might change. So this one was important. The late blackbird, the late peregrine falcon, and also the amazing, but for us useless blue throat. So first priority is actually to play the warbler because that's the right nest type. We have the food for the swan already, which means we need 3 grubs, 1 wheat. And now the feeder looks somehow like this could work. We have the nuthatch and the nightingale to help out. So that could do the trick. Can also discard the magpie. Can lay eggs once and use the blackbird, making the robin swarm with it, so it should be fine. So let's also grab food. We need this, we need this. This doesn't measure. We can discard the magpie, re-roll, and get another grub. This is great. So we have food for the warbler and the swan. We need another grub. Let's just give this away. Put an egg here, be fine. So I still think that playing the bastard first. Play bastard, play warbler. It's probably the right sequence. We don't need any of these. So they haven't played another cavity nest, which is good for us. We go play that boy. Get rid of some here. Oh, nice. 3 more points. We don't need cards. We want to lay an egg on this cup nest bird, which doesn't have an egg yet. So next up we play warbler and swan and then lay eggs once. Hope to snatch the last round goal and to generate enough points on total, but I think this will be kind of close business. So there's the hooded warbler that we conceded to them. But as I said, we have the better warbler. So Goldeneye casually generated 9 extra points, so it's also an 11-point bird, which is fantastic. Brewer's Blackbird also has created a lot, so in general I'm very happy with the way we used the setup of the 4 starting birds. They have laid eggs, they will lay eggs again probably. That will also generate a lot of points. So let's also lay eggs first. This, And we can also spend a food of these. We can tuck this one. We don't need that one. They say every good or bad thing you do to a robin happens to yourself. So I will be forming a flock with blue-rust blackbirds tomorrow. So if you see me flying and croaking and swarming around your house, you know what happened. They laid eggs again. That was a pretty simple and straightforward action. So I won't lay eggs because I'm ahead anyways, and I only generate 5 points, so let's just, as intended, drop that swan, spend this egg, be happy. Yeah, and then let's see what this yielded for us. So we win this round goal, so this means it's 3 points ahead on that for us. On birds, we should be kind of equal, probably. No. Okay, we're miles ahead. And we're miles ahead on bonus cards. We'll slightly ahead on round goals, so that looks nice. On eggs, they will catch up. Not only 5 points. Tucked cards. High scoring game, amazing. So this was definitely a really fascinating game. Very nice points for both of us. Interesting, very interesting engine. So I would very much like to hear your comments, how you would have done in the first round. Would you have drawn the 2 cards that I have drawn? Would you have drawn the partridge instead? Where would you have played the nightingale? Where would you have played the catbird? And also, would you have kept the chipping sparrow in the first place? Would you maybe have played it into the grassland? So there were plenty of options here. Yeah, it did feel good for me and things worked out nicely, but it was very much based on intuition. I don't know if this was all in the right way. Still, thank you for watching, and I hope to read some enlightening comments from your side, and please join next time when I provide you with more Wingspan gameplay, tournament play, World Cup play, whatever play. Take care and see you next time.